Giga iWes is moving forward as it always is. We are perhaps past max Q in terms of the maximum dynamic pressure for incoming goods and parts and products and machinery, but we're going to take a look and see what we can see. There's a few things, not much left, but we do have some comments to address as well. And when I say we, of course, I mean Mark from the Tesla Life is here via tariff-free connection for now. We shall see. I'm Brian. Welcome to Future Ozza. Oh, howdy gang, howdy gang. Back in studio last week. Yes, I was on the road. Still made it work because that's what I do. It's just what I do, man. It's what I gotta do.
We had some hiccups, but we got it done.
Yeah. Good tech. So Zangler, the man in the sky, is out there doing the good work, shooting from the sky, like someone hunting elk from a helicopter, which I think is probably the most accurate way to explain it.
And highly illegal where he is.
Probably not something you do.
I don't know. Putting a loaded weapon in the sky on your drone and hunting elk. Probably not a good thing.
Not from a drone. You can't do it from a drone, but in Alaska, you can hunt from a helicopter. It's practically required. I don't know if you can even get a driver's license without at least a 3-pointer.
You show up to the DOT with an elk carcass, throw it on the table. Here's your driver's license, sir.
You can just bring the head, Mark. They're not savages, but it does need to be cleaned and mounted. We're learning so much about Alaska, I have decided. Hey, what's this place? What are we doing here?
Look at that. The parking lot is filling up. More and more employees appear to be parking.
Yes. They've got all this riprap on the bank here, the large rocks which prevent erosion or at least mitigate it. What I loved about Giga, Nevada is the early drone footage we saw was so high up that this whole area looked flat. And from this angle, you can really see that it's not. You're in the hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of cars. A lot of stuff. So let's just kind of wander around a little bit. If we head in here, this is the Mega Pack. The Mega Charger.
Yes.
A little bit of progress, not much. Hey, look at this new framework for footings. Not framework, but rebar work. More footings are going to presumably add some kind of structure external to the building in these two little squares.
It wouldn't be a Tesla factory if they weren't ripping up the already done concrete and asphalt around the outside of the building.
All true. This smaller square could just be for something very heavy, like tanks that would hold liquid. Those are very heavy. This other one having an irregular shape. It could also be for utilities, or it could be like a little shop. Who knows? I do not. But we're just here to report what we see, not to know
not to
things.
Judge.
I'm not here to kink shame, Mark, unless being kink shamed is your kink, in which case that was very naughty of you.
Wow.
So we've got all this equipment out here. I would say, from my view, it looks like a lot of it has begun going inside. It looks like there is less than before. Still
an awful lot of it, though. Like the shrink wrap area doesn't. You're right. There are some pockets of holes, but there's still a ton of stuff to get into the factory.
As a reminder, you can like this video and you can like this video. Both are a good thing to do. It's tough out here. Let's see, moving over. It's fun. The Robovan-shaped windows don't appear to be Robovan-shaped today, but that's just because of the plastic that they have put up. Still the same. We can see they've got some gantry equipment still here. It is believed more stamping equipment is going in. I did want to point out something because, it's the holidays and I'm allowed to kind of go into it. Let's see. I went too far. Thought it got closer in. There we go. Do you know what we're looking at here? Do you know what they do? This is where the shit happens. Save that one for you,
Saving
Mike.
that joke for a week, I bet. Yes.
No, like an hour. I was just sitting here. Come on, log in, log in. I gotta. This is a pile of refuse, which is a good thing to see. It means they're actually unboxing, uncrating, packing stuff in. The big news this week, and I'll let you explain it. We have some new theories here. What's the new theory?
Yes. So what I had called a display stand, possibly at the end of the test track. It's been explained that it may not be an actual display because they believe that the sightlines wouldn't be all that great, even if it was raised. The thought is now at the end of the test track here that this is a runaway truck sand pit
Yeah.
ramp to stop a semi from careening off the edge of the test track if it, for example, was unable to brake under its own power. The driver could simply turn and point it towards the sand ramp. The front wheels would sink into the sand and slow the vehicle down so it doesn't leave the property, or in this case, go over the edge.
It would stay on within the boundaries of the property. It just would be down here where the ambulance would struggle to get to the driver. Yes. Now that he explains it, that this is you're going to hard accelerate down here, hard brake, turn around, go back. Yeah, they're going to test the brakes up here, make sure they're working. If for some reason they aren't, they're going to divert into this. And the speculation is further supported by the fact that this is gravel. You're not going to fill this entire hole with gravel. That wouldn't make any sense. You would fill it with compacted dirt and then pave it. So I believe that this is correct. I am confident, have a sufficient answer for that.
And I guess the vehicle won't be going as fast. If anyone lives in a mountainous area or is on an interstate through a mountainous area, you will notice that there are off ramps that have a huge amount of sandy gravel that vehicles can drive off into with their trailer to slow them down instead of running off the road or hitting somebody. They have these runaway ramps positioned in the mountain passes. But since this test track won't have any trailer that's loaded, that makes you can have a smaller off ramp, I guess.
Yes, and you're not going to be going on those routes. You could be, who knows what speed you're up to by the time you lose control. 90, 100, fully loaded. Yeah, you need potentially more. I've only seen footage of one ramp tested, and it was tested with a full load, and it got nowhere near up it. It slowed so quickly, it was breathtaking.
Yeah.
My buddy's claim to fame, Jeff's claim to fame, is that his friend growing up, the friend's dad invented the runaway truck ramp.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, definitely true as far as I care. So up on the roof, last little bit here, we've got this. They're putting in all kinds of the vents. Great to see. Where was it? Did I go too far? There we go. And here you can see how large these vents are. Do you see the little tiny man?
Oh, yeah. Look at the size of that.
That
guy's 6 feet tall. Those particular vents, they look like they're 15, 20 feet.
Definitely over 10 for the shortest of them. And some of them are much bigger.
Yeah.
So in answer to the question, why no solar? That question is asked a lot because they're not done cutting holes.
And notice the guy wires everywhere holding them upright. So obviously they're tall enough that wind affects them, and they want them to be buttoned down so they're not going to be affected by wind.
Absolutely all true in all cases. I think we got it. Which means, of course, it is time to go on to our favorite part of the show every week. This is a part where we ask you, hey, like the video, would you? It doesn't cost you anything, I swear. Where we get to say, we'll answer your questions. I've been asked by a viewer to not make the questions mandatory, but to make them compulsory. So for this week, just this week, compulsory questions, if you have them. Comments are always appreciated. Why does Tesla have all these parking lots? Wouldn't a multi-story parking structure be a more efficient use of land? One large structure and buses taking people to all the buildings they work in.
It certainly would be a better use of land, but in the area they are in the Nevada desert, they got nothing but land. So not an issue. It's a lot cheaper to just have a flat paved parking lot and make them as big as you need them.
That's correct. If there's one thing they have an ample supply of at this particular location, it is land. Thousands of acres, as I understand. They bought more even up over the hill to, I don't know, prevent prying eyes. Who knows? Maybe they just wanted it. Maybe they just wanted to set up a little horse sanctuary. Beats me. And parking structures are very expensive, like $100,000 per stall is what a multi-story parking structure often costs. Not a great deployment of capital. And if you're going to need the bus anyway, what difference does it make? Now, we had told them to hold on to their butts. How am I holding on to my butt and typing at the same time? I don't understand physics.
One hand's doing one thing, the other hand's doing the other.
I wonder. So I want to say something. That's the question. Is that what happened?
That's the answer. How can he hold on to his butt and type at the same time?
Oh, well, Mark has the answer. There it is. When will Tesla release an Android app for robotaxis? Please don't make me buy an iPhone just for that. It's coming. It's coming. We did see job postings for Android developer. Maybe that's why. It's coming.
Yeah, it's always been secondary ever since Tesla has started.
My original theory was that it's because Elon has an iPhone. But then I realized most Tesla drivers, certainly the ones I've met, have iPhones. iPhones are more and more common, and especially among people who buy fancy stuff. So Tesla might be overrepresented in the Apple pool, as it were.
That would be an interesting stat to see people using the app, what operating system they use percentage-wise. That would be interesting to see.
Better question. Can I let go of my butt now? Mark, it's been 6 days.
Yes, you can stop, okay. Reed. You can stop.
Okay. Why so expensive to build a factory? Toyota?
Okay.
Oh, because we were talking about the Toyota battery factory. That's why. That's what we were talking about. So I have an answer to that.
This is a North Carolina factory they're talking about.
Yes. Sorry about that. Black Room Productions took us a second. Apologies. I have a theory about that. My theory is that it's not a real price tag. They just made up a real big number so that it would sound good and appease the powers that be. But battery factories are expensive. Not hundreds of billions expensive, and Toyota doesn't have hundreds of billions. So yeah, I think they may be exaggerating for just to score points
on purpose.
That's my theory. Oh, are you just seeing how many times you can get Mark to say a boat? I wasn't.
Is it that obvious? Like when I say about, does it sound like a boot?
So a boot is a common American misperception. I've always heard a boat.
A boat.
More like a boat. But that's more West Coast than East Coast. So I don't notice as much.
I'm Central Canada, so I have no idea.
Yeah. I think it sounds... I haven't noticed. I've never noticed it from you. I do notice my own West Coast, Northwest accent quite a bit. But hey. Why doesn't Tesla give everybody that owns a properly equipped Tesla free FSD for 1 year and get all that data?
One, they don't need the data for a year. They're beyond the data point. They have all the data they need. And a lot of people have agreed to give that data through shadow recording free of charge. So there's no issue with getting the data. They have the data. They have enough of it. They really don't need any more. Giving it away for a year, that means typically that I guess they believe that they would not bring in the subscriptions from that. Giving somebody 30 days or 2 weeks, they believe is a better plan to entice a person to actually sign up for the service in a quick manner.
So I'm going to agree with you on both points. They do need more data, but they don't need that much more. That's a lot more. They can still gather it in shadow mode. But the biggest thing is that would zero out all subscription revenue for the next 4 quarters. That's something they are not interested in doing. and I don't think shareholders want them to do it, but a good question. I do think they need to introduce a 30-day trial in Australia and New Zealand and the new markets to get those people the taste of it that they need. Because I know a lot of people who just don't believe in it enough to sign up for it, even for 1 month. Give them that chance. And what I would say is don't just give it to them. Make it a thing where you have to go in the app and request it. You have to request it, because then it's like, ooh, will I get it? Ooh, I have to do a thing.
Yeah,
Make them want it.
there you
Do,
go.
do you think a camera would need to be added to the trailer for FSD on the semi to work? I have an answer to that. No. I mean, yes, I'd like to see it, but no, because uh, when I was in Michigan, I got to see a company that makes digital mirrors, and they have a camera that's on the back. They managed to find a really clever way of communicating through the existing cables by putting a data signal in with the brake line, so the brake lights. But you would be shocked at how good the visibility is right out from above the wheels under the trailer. You can see everything from that perspective. It's really interesting. But yes, I think a camera's needed.
I don't think the camera's needed for the fact that you're going to be in FSD. You're concerned about braking in front, like stopping a crash from happening in front of you. It's going to be hard to prevent somebody from slamming into your trailer 53 feet back, because the you may jump ahead a little bit. It may FSD may push you ahead to possibly eat up a little space between you and the stop point, but really I think that they'd be able to pretty well accomplish all FSD functions by just having cameras around the trailer. I'm sorry, the tractor part of the truck and trailer. I think that's enough.
Except for parking. When you
Well,
pull up to the dock.
yeah, but that's something that a skilled driver is going to have to still take over for the time being.
I would agree. So the answer is probably eventually, maybe not day one.
Yeah.
Aha, there we go. Thank you, Stephen Taylor, for the question. Many people would love to see Tesla build a factory for semi trucks in South America.
That's certainly a possibility. Tesla has started to move into South America with a couple of countries now. They've got two under their belt that they're selling vehicles in, and have galleries or showrooms in place. So yes, that's a possibility, but we also have to look at what is the obtainable market for them. And you have to know what those numbers are to see, does it make sense to build a plant that's going to produce, in this case, 50,000 vehicles like in Nevada? Is that market that big? Is it obtainable in South America? You'd have to do that business scenario to figure out if it makes sense to build a factory.
What I asked this Tesla tonight was, why South America and not China or Europe? And the answer was, because I want to know about South America. I'm like, that's fair. That's a good reply. I do think Europe or Asia would make more sense to do first. South America, and I'm not as well versed on South American supply lines outside of Brazil. Brazil has great parts and supplies, not as great of a political environment in terms of security and stability, but you know, it's I would say it's on the list of priorities, but very low would be my guess.
I
All
would
right,
agree.
time for we'll just do one more. Could China be doing the overproduce and dump strategy to wipe out competitors? Oh, and actually, real quick, do I have to hold my butt? Can I hold other butts? My friend, with consent, all things are possible.
With consent.
With consent,
Exactly.
Carlo. Sure.
Uh,
Could China be trying to wipe out competitors? I think it's a fair question.
Absolutely, they are. That is, China is trying to wipe out their own competitors. You'll see that there's been a huge price war in China over EVs, and we've got many different companies that are trying to jump ahead of the next competitor that's below or above them, because they're trying to sell volume, and the game is more volume. If you get more volume, you can lower your price for parts of goods and for the sale price that goes to the actual person that's buying the vehicle. Volume wins, and China, many companies are trying to do anything they can to up their volume to get those prices lower.
I'm going to almost entirely agree. China is in absolute cutthroat competition mode, both externally and internally. I've seen people say, well, yeah, but China does all these unfair subsidies. Every company in every country that makes EVs is getting subsidies directly or indirectly, whether it's tax abatements or all kinds of other things. The US does as well. Is Tesla trying to destroy competition in other countries? I think they're just all after market share. And I think China's strategy is quite effective. Tomorrow we will mention BYD. If it is tomorrow, I think tomorrow's the next day that our next video comes out. We'll be talking about BYD more directly and their strategy and how it's working. But it is a lot, man. It is tough out there, and it's not like you said, Mark. It is not just the international competition that's struggling. It is domestic competition within China. They're consolidating from hundreds to dozens to soon probably about a dozen major companies that are making all these cars. It's tough times.
Yep.
And I don't know if they're even holding on to butts. That's the real thing. That's the key takeaway here. Guys, in the comments, what did we miss? What did we misunderstand? If you got a question, we're going to answer it. Head over to the Tesla Life, find out what Mark, Casey, and Patrick are up to. It's always a bunch of fun when they're on every Wednesday, 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern, and get all the news that I sometimes miss. I try and catch it all, but they sometimes go in a different direction than I would. It's a lot of fun. Everybody else, stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you, clever robots, on the flippity flop.